Okay guys, it's me again. Gonna just showcase some past battles that I've done yesterday and today. This first one is kind of a lesson. Well, it actually is. This guy, if I remember correctly from last night, he was showing off a lot, and he's got a way higher level of this character than I do. He's a silver. Obviously, like I'm still trying to blow up the ranks. As a side note, I'm learning that I want to stay in bronze for a little bit longer, so I haven't actually pushed to grind up to gold because I'm seeing, based on watching videos of other players who are a lot better, I'm seeing that there's stuff that I just need to learn, and I feel like if I stay down this level for now, I'm gonna eventually learn it. It takes me a little bit longer to process information when things are instant, because I just have to see the same patterns over and over and over again, and I'm seeing a lot of patterns that I don't see in the higher play, that I think people in higher play seem to never really be prepared for, because they kinda, not everyone, but they kinda, what's the best way to put it? They kind of breeze through the lower levels because they don't want to be there. They want that prestige. They want that recognition of being a diamond or a grandmaster or whatever the rankings are. But I feel like staying in the lower levels here has done that. So, or has given me a perspective that I may need as I level up in this game. So that being said, I faced this character, this guy here, and he was showing off like crazy. So it was a tough fight. It went 3 rounds, so we're gonna go over that. And I guess this lesson, I haven't even thought of a title. So if the title is why not to show off? I guess would be it. I mean, truthfully, sometimes showing off is just, you know, a way to throw off your opponent. But if you don't, if you show off a lot, it could cost you the match, and that's what happened in this match. I feel, because I don't know what was going on in the other guys, and maybe he was just playing around. I don't know, but I'll use this as a lesson, I guess. So let's view the replay, and I'll give some commentary as it goes through. And if you see my mouse on the screen, because I keep forgetting to move it, but I might use it to point things out too. Oh yeah, if you haven't gotten your the pass, I'd recommend it. Get all those characters. Totally do it. All the characters, costumes, stages, they come with it.
Round 1. Fight.
So yeah, this guy was, at first it seemed like he was just doing like what any other person playing Zeku would do. Just reacting, timing his attacks, reading his opponent. But he was being very flashy about it. Like, he would do a lot of backspins, which, again, it's not terrible. Just it seemed he was being more show-offy about it. So I'm sitting here trying to figure him out, is pretty much what I was trying to do. And you can see I had a couple misreads here and there. I like uppercut when not needed, and but the meaty, catching the meaty there, that was a big one. So, and then that got me the game. Or that got me round 1, I should say. So that was a tough round. So here we go on to round 2.
Round 2.
Like, you know, typical stuff. And it was fun. It was fun fighting him at that point. So, like, you know, I wanted more of that, obviously. So he's coming at me now. He's trying to read me. Got a good read there. And I'm just poking at him. I know Zeku has a long startup time for the kick that he does. So I just go for the pokes. You know, I'm trying to improve my footsies game. That's big. Footsies in this game is big. If you can master footsies, that's a ground basic fundamentals. So and this guy is good. Like, I don't see anything wrong with his play style. His deck is pretty solid for being silver. So yeah, you know, like I think he's fine. Still, I don't see any real issues whatsoever. He has really good switching. He switches between stances fluidly. And this is where I messed up. Right there. That's where I messed up. I misread, or I didn't really misread. I put myself in a situation and I didn't handle it right. So I ended up losing that round.
Final round.
So here we go in the final round. And he's using the kicks. And I'm thinking to myself, I have to maintain my defense as much as possible. So, but now he's starting to get a little flashy. Like, he's starting to do things that I feel like are not necessary. Like, but he is getting in there still. But I'm still figuring him out. He hasn't given me all the information I needed yet. I feel. Which is kind of good. If you're at round 3 and you haven't given your opponent all your information yet, that's a good thing. So he's reading my grabs because he knows that I can grab him from that maneuver. He's figured that out. He's figured out that I'm looking for that. So he's not going for it as often. Now he's doing he's shooting off the fireballs, or he's kicking my fireballs away. He does that a lot here actually. But now he's starting to play around like he's playing. See? Right there. And I can't remember exactly what happened last time. I can't remember exactly. Oh yeah, right there. That's where I messed up. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna lose this fight. But he rushed in and he ate a fireball, and that was the end of the first match. So it's the first match was fairly solid. Like towards the third round, he started to look a little flashy. He started to do a few things that came across as not taking the match seriously. And in round 2, which he wins, match 2, things start to get a little weird. Like the first round, he just gives me the round, and at that point I was like, this guy's messing with me. Because he was playing so solid in the first match, and then all of a sudden he's just doing this dumb stuff.
Your words are not needed.
Let's party if you think keep up.
So
Round 1. Fight.
So I figure, all right. At the start of this match, he's gonna throw fireballs because he's gonna try to close the distance with the kick. When he gets close enough, attack, which I did. And now I'm hitting with fireball because he can't react properly now. I'm hitting with the right fireball. His timing is off. So now he's doing this. Now he's just showing off. He's taking the stun. And that was that. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why would you do that? Your character's pretty solid. Your gameplay's pretty solid. Did you get frustrated? Like, what happened there? So now I'm like, all right, now he's messing with me. So now we're just going to go through the second and third rounds. And he's pretty solid. I get good grabs on him, he's playing really good. I try to rush in with a meaty. He gets a super off. He's doing the switching. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe he wasn't fooling around there. Maybe he was just making me have to guess which character I'm going to fight, which stance I'm going to fight. Which it kind of works. It's not terrible, but like it throughout the entire match, it just felt like he wasn't taking it seriously. Of the second match.
Final round.
And that type of stuff gets to me because I want to learn to play the game. I don't want to be fooled into thinking it's a serious match when you just mess with me. I want you to fight me with everything, even if I'm gonna lose. Like I want to fight him because I want to learn. I want to see what my opponent is capable of doing And if all you're just going to do is the same stuff, then I'm just going to try to take advantage of that, because I'm just going to assume you don't know. But at the same, there are many different ways to look at it, I guess. So this. I try to maintain my distance. I try to take advantage of the fact that his startups are relatively slow, that I'm learning about Zeku. It always seems like for example, he throws the bird, and he's still in that stance for a while, and my fireballs can reach him, you know, while he's in that stance. So he got that one. So now we're gonna go on to round 3, and this is where things get a little bit more show-offy.
Zeku wins.
And the more I'm remembering the match now, it seemed like if he wasn't getting his way in the match, he would get more frustrated and fool around more. And if he was getting his way, then he would start playing seriously. Like, I don't know. I really don't know how to to process what happened in this fight. But this was a 2-round victory on my end, match 3. And let's see here.
Your words are not needed.
Let's party if you think you can keep up.
So
Round 1. Fight.
my strategy here was to go in guns a-blazing this time, because I played too defensively in the second game, and that cost me. So this time I was like, let's just do as much damage, chip damage, anything we can do. Trip him up, make him throw off his distances with the slides and the pushes that he does. That overhead though, I have to see it coming. That's a tough overhead to see coming sometimes for me, because he can also transversely go into that slide, that little low kick. See, he knows I'm looking for that grab, but I need to go for that grab because I have to keep that distance. At least that's what I feel for now. Keeping that distance lets me go for that medium kick to keep at a distance. I don't want him ever on top of me. Like, I want that within normal range, not within grab range. That's what I want with Sagat. So now he's just standing there. Walks up, he just takes 2 kicks, and that's it. And I sat there and I was like, what is going on? Like, really, what is going on? Is this guy actually taking this seriously? And it was throwing me off mentally, but I had to stay focused. I was like, I gotta win this match. I don't want him to get to it. So he goes in with the 2 kicks, and I'm like, alright, fine, we're gonna do kicks again, we're just gonna go back to fireball game. So he comes in close, I go in for the sweep kick, and he misses. And I don't know why I didn't try to capitalize there, I just went for fireballs. I'm trying to maintain offensive, but I played it safe there. So I don't know why I did that, but I guess it was just reactionary. So, but if he gets used to my fireball game, that happens. And that double cross up is crazy, where he throws the cat and then he comes up with a kick. So I think this is where he gives up mentally, somewhere around here. Just trying to keep him at a distance, chip away life as much as I can. Backed off, and he just did that, and that was it. That was the match. That was it. Nothing flashy, nothing crazy, just a fireball at the end, and me just completely baffled if he was fooling around or not. I feel like, though, if he didn't throw the first round in match 2, it would have messed with my psyche even more, because once I started to feel like he wasn't taking it seriously, I started to feel more confident in the match, even though I was trying to maintain pressure, but I didn't. I played it safe. But I started to feel like I could just take him, you know, and that he wasn't a threat anymore. And I think that's really the lesson here, is that if you give your opponent any inclination that you are just messing around, and they don't take you serious, and it causes you it causes them to not take you seriously. It's you're gonna lose more matches that way, I feel. So I feel like bringing your A game, regardless of how good you actually are, bringing your A game is the way to go. Don't mess around. But yeah, so that's the lesson there, I guess. Ultimately, I just didn't know what to really take of this match. It was such an awkward, weird match. But then we had, let's see. Then we had a Seth match that was kind of the same thing. He was trying to be all flashy. Like, he wasn't super flashy. Let's go over that one. He wasn't super flashy. I feel like maybe this person was a bronze, so maybe he was just more inexperienced than I gave him credit for. I'm not sure. But, yeah. It's a tough match. Almost. And then it became very simple towards the end, so. This one only went 2 matches. I won both.
My name is Seth. Your words are not needed.
Round 1. Fight.
So like, it just, like, you see what I'm saying? It seems like his placements were off. Like, you'll notice that. Like, he just seems slightly off on each move. Like, right now I'm just testing the waters because I've never fought this person before. I'm being risky. I'll try to do that when it comes to these lower level players that are in the bronze. I'll try to do that. I'll risk a little less than half of my life just to kind of figure them out. He goes for the Mad Cradle a lot in this match. It's like Seth has all these amazing tools in his character, and you're just not utilizing them. Seth, I was watching a video Brian F was doing. Like, he went for the super there. I don't know why. I was blocking. It was a block string. Why did you go for the super? You know? Now, I misread that end. I thought he was going to go up in the air, and he went for the move at the power stealing move. But, you know, luckily my uppercut helped me miss that, and then I just went for the grab, so. But yeah, I was watching a video of Brian F, and he was talking about, like, it was a recent video, actually. He's talking about Seth and all the tools his character has at its disposal, and yeah, he's a crazy character, crazy character. When you really break down what he's capable of doing, what he has, and it's funny too because I just watched that video honestly before fighting this Seth, and I'm thinking to myself that, all right, that's what I need to expect, that's what I need to watch out for, and this person who's playing Seth, not a single thing. So like towards the end of it, I was like, okay, then he's not skilled with Seth. Like, he knows the mix-ups. Yeah, sure, he knows the mix-ups here and there, but he's not utilizing Seth the way he needs to be utilized. He's just being, these are the moves I know, so these are the moves I'm gonna do. And it gets very predictable. And I think that's the other lesson here is don't be predictable. Mix things up. Learn your character. Really learn your character. There are certain moves that I rely on way too much, way more than I need to. Like, for example, the uppercut, the Tiger uppercut. I rely on that move more, and I should be relying on the Tiger knee, especially when finishing off combos, because Tiger knee rewards me with distance. It puts my character, my opponent, into the corner a lot faster than the uppercut does. Plus, I don't have to power up Tiger knee. I have access to that at all times if I'm using V Trigger 1 or V skill. So that was something I learned right there. Mad Cradle beats Tiger Knee. So now I know that. I never knew that before, but I learned that. So now, the rest of this first round, I was like, you know what? Let's use, he's not being serious, let's just get some practice in. And the practice this time was if I'm gonna use a special move, it's gonna be uppercut. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for those. Yep, just waiting to anti-air. And I got through that match. Not too bad. The ground game and the air game in this game is tough because you're reading the ground so much. It's really tough to stay ready with an uppercut. So I try so hard to stay uppercut ready, but it's just I'm not there yet. Definitely not there yet. Get there soon. There it is, right there. So he's not, like I said, he's not closing the gap like normal, like the way Seth normally does. He's not using dashing, which is like one of Seth's biggest advantages over any character in this game. His dash, Seth's dash is really good. Really good. Like my dash forward is horrible. Sagat's dash forward is not great. It's I have to do a lot of hit forwards, double forwards just to get close in the gap. Sagat's backdash is not too bad. You can get out of sticky situations pretty good, and he gets that kick distance, which is what I like. Putting my opponent just outside reach, because I can reach them, but they can't reach me. You know, so. But yeah, no, that was good. And then finally, I'm gonna close with this really good match that I just had. With a player named Bruh. I feel like I fought him before, a long time ago, and back then I think he just destroyed me. So when I got to fight him again, unless I'm thinking of another reason, but when I got to fight this person again, in the back of my head I was like, all right, I got to take this serious because he actually knows how to play with Ryu, so I have to watch myself. So now he's a silver, so I don't give him the same courtesy of trying to figure him out. I just trying to go for it because I feel like I am not
the path of my destiny.
the silvers, the people who are on silver level, at least know their character, at least know how to mix things up. Mostly, I've definitely found some silvers that are not like that, but if they were bronze, I play that let's figure you out game. So. So we're doing the dance. We're doing the dance, so to speak. I don't know why that did not connect. I have to look up what happened there exactly, but I thought he was open for a kick, and I just kind of went over his head. Maybe it was just a millimeter off or something. I don't know. So I did try to answer with an uppercut there, and for whatever reason, I hit the kick button before I hit the punch button, and it accepted it as a fireball, and that messed me up. So now I noticed that he's looking for counters, because you're gonna see in the next couple seconds here, he's just gonna go for a lot of parries. He powers up. I rushed into a fireball there. Yeah, right here. So you're gonna see he's gonna go for a lot of parries for some reason. See? Which is fine by me. I mean, if you're gonna go for a parry and then nothing's happening, it gives me a free hit. Or at least hopefully it gives me a free hit. And yeah, I don't know what he did there. He had the game, but he went for a slow attack and an uppercut. So that gave me a grab. See, right there again. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm pushing the button too early. And that's just causing it to whiff. And then that right there was a waste of a fireball. So that's another bad habit of mine that I need to fix, is that I'll throw that fireball out way too early. An EX fireball and waste the bar. So I need to like, not do that. So when I stood out there, I went for the fastest punch I had because I read that he was either going to go for a grab or go for something that was, you know, not slow. I don't know what else to say there. Yeah, I went for the meaty there. I didn't think I was going to get it, but I went for it anyway, and I got it. So that was a 50-50. So he backed off. I'm looking for that sweep kick. And I get that. So that was the first match. And my heart was racing here because I thought I was going to lose that. I honestly thought I was going to lose that. I thought he was going to come back with a vengeance and just take that round, but he didn't. So he just took a kick and that was it. And then finally, match 2, which I won.
This is the path of my destiny.
Your words are not needed.
Round 1. Fight!
You see I dropped that combo. I still have that as an issue. That combo is one of Sagat's like good. It's a good combo. It gets a decent amount of damage, and I just dropped it. I could squeeze in a medium punch in there at times, but sometimes I move too fast, and then I end up just getting the uppercut itself. But that time I was too slow for some reason. So, yeah, and now he's actually reading my attacks now, and he's getting those counters. Those counters are coming in quick. He gets a few more of those off. But I'm trying so hard to not put myself in a situation where he's going to use that technique, because it opens you up. Right there, see? Like he expected it. And you know what I should have read, and in hindsight, I should have read that he was going for them at close range. Try to open him up that way. I think what ended up happening here was fireball. Yep, that's what it was. I stayed just throwing pressure with fireball, but I stayed with the slow one for some reason. I think it was because he thought he could beat the slow one, but he mistimed it. Right there, see? But this match was pretty solid. It was a pretty good match. Like, this is the type of fighting I like in fighting games. I don't like it when people just mess around and, you know, they get under your skin. And that's no way to be, man. You want to feel like both players came away with a good match, win or lose. And this guy playing Bruh, like, I give him a lot of props. Like, his Ryu is solid. I fought another Ryu that was actually a bronze that's a little bit better, I feel, in my opinion. And there you go, that was a match. But yeah, like, Bruh's Ryu is very solid. He's got good games, but he's looking for things, and he's not timing things, and he's telegraphing things, and it becomes predictable after a little while. So again, this goes back to the whole don't be predictable. Try to mix it up a bit. With me, for a character like Sagat, it's kind of hard to do that, because Sagat's tools are pretty straightforward. He has Fireball, he has Tiger Knee, he has Tiger Uppercut, and those are that's pretty much it. He doesn't have too many more things, but what he does have is effective, and his normals are good. So I don't have to rely too much on combos with Sagat. I can just play a distance game and play my normals game and only go for combos when need be. But again, it makes Sagat fairly predictable, because when you face Sagat, you're pretty much facing a different version of Ryu. Ryu and Sagat relatively have the same kind of moves. The only thing that Sagat doesn't have is his own Hurricane Kick, which I really wish they did give Sagat some type of command grab, because like he's supposed to be a Muay Thai fighter, and Muay Thai is all about the clutch, man. Like his only clutch move really is his grab. So I'm hoping that if they ever make an update on Sagat, they give him at least one more move that is something like that, that kind of encapsulates that, and maybe it could be Hurricane Kick activation, like quarter circle back punch or quarter circle back kick. I don't know. But then again, that would make him more like Ryu, so I guess not. That's just a little side note. But yeah, no, they're fairly similar characters. The things that Sagat has over Ryu in general is just the fact that he has longer limbs. So it's deceptive. It's not like Dalsim. Dalsim has obviously really long limbs when he wants to have them. But Sagat has reach, but it's deceptive reach. So Footsie's game with him is very, very good. So if you have solid, I'm learning if you have solid fundamentals, Sagat is a very good character in that aspect. So just practicing fundamentals. And that's it. That's what I want to get with today. That's what I wanted to show off, what I was able to learn. And my experience in the past 2 days. There are a few other matches I do want to go over later in another video. This Cammy match right here and this Sakura match right here I do want to go over, but I'm gonna hold off those for another video because I have to watch them to see exactly what happened. This was that Ryu fight I was talking about, the one that was a little more solid gameplay. But yeah, that's what I want to go over. So I'll do that in another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe if you like what you're seeing, if you like the content, because that really helps me know to continue making more content. Yeah, so thanks for checking out my journey with this character through Street Fighter V. Also, as another note, this is something that I started 2 days ago. I'm practicing the Kali. The Kali is going to be a secondary character in my repertoire, and I'm split between picking up Sakura or picking up Cammy. So if you guys like, I mean, I may pick up both of them eventually because I like both those characters. But besides Necalli, if you guys want in the comments, I'll just do a general count. Pick a character between those two, Sakura or Cammy, and I'll pick up that character. That'll be the third character I pick up. So just give me a general idea if you want to, check that out. Check out content like that. Yeah. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.